Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pat Sullivan Center at Pat Quigley Court, host of tonight's Chicago Lane Collegiate Athletic Conference matchup between the visiting Jaguars of Governor State University and your St. Francis Fighting Saints. At this time, we ask that you please rise and kindly remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. At this time, let's introduce tonight's starting lineups first. For the visiting Governor State Jaguars. A senior outside hitter, number 1, Trinice Bonner. A sophomore setter, number 4, Alexa Martinez. A junior outside hitter, number 6, Joaquin Castillo. A freshman outside hitter, number 17, Greta Boucher. A junior middle blocker, number 24, Jalea McDonald. A senior middle blocker, number 27, Jennifer Barwick. And a libero, junior number 21, Vanessa Segura. The Jaguars are coached by Jessica Reyes. And now the starting lineup for your Fighting Saints. First up, a 5'5" senior center from Beecher, Illinois, number 5, Talia Masana. A 5'8" freshman outside hitter from Coal City, Illinois, number 11, Emma Rodriguez. A 5'9" senior outside hitter from Joliet, Illinois, number 13, Riley Hungate. A 5'10" freshman middle hitter from Joliet, Illinois, number 15, Delaney Kirsten. A 5'9" sophomore setter from Locaine, Illinois, number 16, Alyssa Teskey. And a 5'10" senior middle hitter from Ingleside, Illinois, number 19, Cadence Woodrich. And the libero, a freshman from Joliet, Illinois, number 18, Maya Broadway. Your Fighting Saints are coached by Kara Coker.
Good evening from Joliet, Illinois. Welcome to today's CCAC volleyball matchup between the Fighting Saints of St. Francis and the visiting Jaguars of Governor State. Terry Bonadonna with you on the call for tonight's broadcast as the Fighting Saints try to make it 3 consecutive wins. They moved above 500 in conference play with a clean sweep of Calumet on Thursday of last week. That finished up a 2-0 week. They also defeated Indiana South Bend last Tuesday. Both of those matches were on the road. Today they return home for the first time in a couple of weeks with a chance to make it 3 straight victories. Governor State is also coming into today's matchup on a hot streak. They've won their last 2, improving to 3-13 overall, and today they have a chance to move above 500 in conference. They're an even 2-2 so far this year. Both teams are out there and ready to go. The Fighting Saints are in white today. Their libero, Maya Broadway, is in gold. And they're standing on the right side of your screen right now. Governor State's in orange. Their libero in black is Vanessa Segura. They're standing on the left. And they get the first serve of the game. We're underway. Both teams trying to make it 3 consecutive victories. Chance at the net. It stays on the Jaguars' side. They're able to push it over. And a free chance here for the Fighting Saints. Alyssa Teskey makes the hit. Returned by Governor State, and we've got a good rally going already tonight. Chance from the back line is tipped by Governor State. Deflected into the net. That's a point for the Fighting Saints. And the St. Francis Fighting Saints are on the board first today, taking a 1-0 lead in the opening set. Saints are 6-9 overall, 3-2 in conference play. Their first serve today belongs to Ann Simon. Returned by the Jaguars, Delia McDonald over the net. Riley Hungate comes up with a kill for the Fighting Saints. Hungate enters play today. Not only as the leader in kills, she's the leading scorer overall for the Fighting Saints this year. She averages just under 3 kills per set. Simon's second serve is returned, blocked by Cadence Woodrich, and into the net for Governor State. It was Woodrich's deflection on her side of the net that got that one started, and Governor State was unable to return it. Strong start for the Saints. They lead it 3-0 right out of the gate. The Hungate, if you will. I won't, but you might want to. And Simon's serve is a good one, and the Jaguars can't get it back. That's an ace for Simon. And Simon has her 20th ace of the season to lead all Saints, and a dominant start for St. Francis, still very early. But they score the first 4 points, and that's where the streak will end as Simon sends it out of bounds. So she just picked up her 20th ace of the season. That was her 13th service error this year. Governor State will take it wherever they can get it, their first point of the game. Good block at the net by the Jaguars. Delia McDonald up there with Trinice Bonner. Blocked right back by Hungate. Riley Hungate picks up another point for the Saints. Had a kill a little bit ago. This time she makes the play on defense. Governor State is still looking to earn their first point of this first set. The only one they got was on an errant serve. And they get another on an errant serve. Back-to-back service errors on the Fighting Saints, keeping Governor State from falling in too big of a hole early on. Delia McDonald Jr. sends it away. Teskey tips it over the blockers and down for the point. First point to the game for Alyssa Teskey, who's been red hot. The sophomore from Mokina was named the CCAC Attacker of the Week for the Fighting Saints' 2-0 record last week against Indiana South Bend and Calumet St. Joe's. Bonner gets it down. Couple of Saints were there. Jenna Wasco and Delaney Kirstein both went after a block there, but it was off the side of one of their hands and down for an easy Governor State point. That's the first kill of the game for Governor State. It's the first point that they've received in any way other than a St. Francis serving error. Alana Morgan gets the serve for the Jaguars. Wasco to the back line, played by Segura, but off the hands of Mia Barr and out of bounds, down for a St. Francis point. Good start for the Saints. They've scored 7 of the first 10 points. Trying to take a 1-0 lead in this best-of-5 match. Saints came away with a sweep the last time they were out there. It was their 3rd straight set victory of the year. And an ace for Hungate. Second ace of the game for St. Francis. And a timeout is called by Governor State and their second-year head coach, Jessica Reyes. Good start for the Fighting Saints. They lead it 8-3 after the first couple of minutes of this match. A couple of kills so far for the Saints. They've taken advantage of a few mistakes made by Governor State. 3 of the first 8 points have come on Jaguar errors. And that's how the Jags have gotten their points as well. 2 serving errors for St. Francis. So it has not necessarily been a clean game so far. 5 of the first 11 points have ended in an error one way or the other, whether defensively or offensively. But crucially for St. Francis, they have not made any attacking mistakes. Their only issues have been on serves. Once the ball's been in play and they've gotten going, they've been very clean. And that's what you ask for more than anything else. Forget about the flashy plays. Just don't make too many mistakes. So far, Saints haven't been. As Hungate sends away a serve, and she picks up another ace. Coming out of the timeout, back-to-back service points for Riley Hungate. 3 aces already. This game has been determined thus far on St. Francis's serves. 5 points have come on Saint serves. 3 for them, 2 for Governor State. It's 5 out of the 12. This time the Jaguars are able to get it over. Their new libero, Alejandra Maldonado. Blocked by the Jaguars. That's Bonner up at the net. Jennifer Barwicka was in the vicinity as well. First block of the game for Trinice Bonner. She came in ranking 2nd on the team with 28 of them this year. Looking for the dig, but it's knocked out of bounds by Alana Morgan. And St. Francis is back on the board. Governor State has not been able to string a few points together. It has typically been one and done for them. And the Saints have increased their lead as a result. Up by 6 as Delaney Kirstein, the freshman from Joliet Catholic Academy, sends away her first serve of the night. To the back line, Hungate whacks it high into the air. Emma Rodriguez, played by Maldonado. Hungate, nice dig, and kept alive. Awkward first touch for Governor State. They are able to get it over and down, though. That's Greta Bochert, the freshman from Stuttgart, Germany, getting her first point to the game and pulling Governor State to within 5. Alejandra Maldonado, the sophomore libero, serves with the right hand. That is inbound, just barely clipped the line on the attack from Trinice Bonner. Good hit from Bonner. In by an inch or 2. Governor State pulls back within 4. That's the second kill for Bonner. She's got 2 of her team's 3 so far. Stepping up and drilling it out of bounds is Jenna Wasco. And that's 3 points in a row for Governor State. Just what I said moments ago that they had been struggling to do, was gain any kind of rhythm, string a few points together. They've now done it. 3 straight. Couple of close calls there. An attack from Bonner that just barely got the line and landed in bounds. The attack right there from St. Francis was just a little bit too hard and just out of bounds, over the line. Serve from Maldonado is played out back by Riley Hungate. Rodriguez deflected out of bounds. Nice attack from Emma Rodriguez as St. Francis ends that 3-0 run from Governor State. The lead is back up to 4. It's been as many as 6 on a handful of occasions. 9-3 and most recently 10-4. Serve from Talia Masana is tipped back over by Alexa Martinez. Here's Teskey on the attack. Bonner bumps it over. A chance for the Saints here. Broadway to Rodriguez. Good dig by Bonner. Masana sets up Teskey, blocked. Right back the other way. Masana for Teskey, take 2. And this time Alyssa Teskey is able to tap it over the blockers and down for the kill. Second kill today for Alyssa Teskey, who ranks second on the team, averaging 2.7 per set on the season. Serve from Masana. Bonner to the back line. And a good hit from Cadence Woodridge. Off the assist from Masana. Woodridge has her first kill tonight. And the Jaguars use up their second and final timeout of this first set. 13-7, St. Francis has the lead, so they've passed the halfway point in their quest for a first set victory. 6 kills now for the Fighting Saints. They're hitting 200 as a team. 5 different players have at least 1 kill. Alyssa Teskey is the only one with more than 1. Teskey has been on a roll of late for St. Francis. Picked up a triple-double last Tuesday against Indiana South Bend. That's tough against anybody, but it's especially tough and especially impressive when you see her pull off something like that in a 4-set victory. Typically, you see big numbers like the kind that she had. It would have come in 5 sets. But she has now picked up double-digit kills in 2 straight matches and 5 of her last 6. She's off to a good start today as well. 2 of the first 6 kills of the night for St. Francis. Talia Masana, senior out of Beecher, is ready to take the next serve coming out of the timeout. Saints have matched their largest lead of the night at 6. Off the attack from Bochert. Saints bring it back. Rodriguez. Another chance for Governor State. Deflected. Bochert again. Deflected again. Another one for Bochert, and this time it's into the net. Governor State tried to go the same direction 3 times in a row, and it didn't work out. Saints are now doubling up the Jaguars, 14-7. They have scored 4 unanswered points. Bochert gets the kill this time. She tried 4 times on that last rally. It only took 1 this time around. She's got her second kill tonight. And the 4-0 run for St. Francis comes to a close. Governor State hanging around, down by 6, but starting to get late in the opening set. Out of bounds on the serve from Alexa Martinez. Saw a couple of early serving errors against the Saints. That's the first one against Governor State. Big difference, the Jaguars don't have any aces so far today, so the service errors loom a little bit larger. 7-point lead for the Saints. They could double them up again by getting this one. Bochert on the opposite side this time, sends it forward. Returned by Hungate, blocked off of Hungate and out of bounds. Off the initial block there, I thought it was going straight out, but it deflected, I think, off the shoulder of Riley Hungate. She just happened to be standing in the way of where that block was going. Nothing she could do about it, so a tough break for the Saints. And a good, strong defensive play for the Jaguars. Serve is away for Governor State. Teskey out of bounds in order to pull that one back in, but the return hit from St. Francis drifts over the sideline. 10 serving 15 here. It is Greta Bochert getting the serve. Off the top of the net, nice recovery by Masana. That was a tough one to play. Hungate, deflected, back to Broadway. Teskey over with the left hand, and a couple of Jaguars ran into each other there. A little miscommunication by Joharis Castillo and Alejandra Maldonado. Maldonado tapped her chest to indicate that she was to blame for the mistake. Who am I to argue? 16 serving 10. Good block. Riley Hungate at the net with Delaney Kirstein. Saints by 7. 8 points away from a Game 1 win. Punched over that time by Leticia Hermedo Costa. She tries it again, set up Bonner. Punched into the air by Ann Simon. And over from Riley Hungate. Here's Bonner. Trinice Bonner picks up the kill for Governor State. Jaguars are fighting here. Both of these teams came into play today hot, so even though Governor State's record overall wasn't that good, Saints figured to have a tough one on their hands today, and so far they have. Bonner tried to slice it across court, but hit it directly into the net. Saints won both of their matches last week, dropping just one set overall. Governor State one-upped them. They won both of their matches and didn't lose a single set. Back-to-back sweeps. And both in conference play. Landry Hall sets up Riley Hungate. Tapped into the air by Governor State. Bonner down in front of Broadway and between her and Hungate. Good placement on that hit from Trinice Bonner. Bonner's got a game-high 4 kills. Alana Morgan takes the serve. Hall sets up Kirstein, and Kirstein drives it home for the point. Substitution for USF. Emma Rodriguez comes back in for Ann Simon as Riley Hungate goes back to serve. Bonner trying it again. Played by Landry Hall. Rodriguez is blocked. Jennifer Barwicka up at the net. Barwicka's got some impressive numbers this year. That's her 40th block of the season. She leads all Jaguars in that category. Good hit by Kirstein, but a nice dig by Bonner. Hall for Rodriguez, pushes it across. Deflected into the net, and the Saints can't get it over on 3 hits. St. Francis has been up by as many as 7 a couple of times. Governor State has cut it to 5, so still a long way to go to erase this deficit. But they're not going down quietly. Big hit to the back line and over the line from Jenna Wasco. That's out of bounds for an attacking error. And Kara Courier calls timeout for the Fighting Saints as the 7-point lead is dropped down to 4. 19-15 is our score. That attacking error was the 6th of the game for the Fighting Saints. And they have not been quite as clean as this one has gone on as they were in the early going. Still have the lead, though. They have not trailed. They scored the first 4 points of the night and have not led by less than 2 ever since then. So they are still in good shape. But Kara Courier wants to make sure that nobody gets complacent, understanding that they are still 6 points away from a first set victory. Overall hitting .088 in this first set compared to Governor State's .031. 5 attacking errors for St. Francis, 6 for Governor State. So even though they started out lopsided, they're not anymore. That is often what happens over a long match. Rare for anybody to dominate all the way through, or conversely to be dominated all the way through, depending, I guess, on how you want to phrase it. Hall sets for Rodriguez. Diving play Bonner, but can't get it up high enough. The Saints pick up a point. 2 kills for Emma Rodriguez, along with Kirstine and Teskey. Those are the 3 Fighting Saints that have more than one right now. Bochert sends it straight into the middle of the net. On that attacking error, it's 21-15 Fighting Saints. Serve from Kirstine is a line drive off the hand of Bonner and out of bounds. That's an ace for St. Francis. Hermeto Costa went after that one. Looked like she was going to try to play it with her foot rather than falling into the bleachers. She ended up not having a play on it. Lead is back to 7 for St. Francis, matching their biggest. Hit into the net by Woodrich. Tried to get a little fancy there. Couldn't pull it off. 16 serving 22. Vanessa Segura comes back in. She and Alejandro Maldonado been trading off the black jersey. Push at the net, won by St. Francis. Another chance for Governor State. Rodriguez deflected out of bounds. 23-16. And now the Saints are on the cusp of that big 1-0 lead. Talia Masana's turn to serve. Set up for Morgan. Played on the back line. Rodriguez tried to keep it up but couldn't. Greta Bochert picks up the point. 23-17. Alexa Martinez will try to keep Governor State alive. You figure they need to score 5 or 6 points in a row here to have any chance. That's 2 in a row. A misplay by Emma Rodriguez leads to a Governor State point off their serve. They're still blinking here. Broadway to Masana to Woodrich. Here come the Jaguars. Punched out of bounds by a diving Hungate. That's a kill for Delia McDonald. And Governor State is back within 4. Lately, they've just been trading runs. 3 or 4 points for one team and 3 or 4 for the other. Trying to keep it alive. Bonner chases it down and does keep it alive. Nicely done by the Jaguars. But Rodriguez gets the point off the face of Delia McDonald. And that sets up game point for St. Francis. Their first of what could be as many as 5 set points. And Simon will try to finish it off in 1. Masana for Simon. Hungate hits it over. Good hit from Joharis Castillo. She keeps her team in the game. 25-19. Well, the point belongs to St. Francis. That's why it's 25-19. It's an illegal hit, I think. I missed the call there. I thought that was clean initially. But the call goes to St. Francis. The point to Governor's State is rescinded. And the Saints pick up an opening set victory by a 25-19 count. So game one in the books, the all-important opening set won by the home side. St. Francis has a 1-0 lead. I'll take a quick break, back in about 2 minutes with set number 2. Getting ready to start set number 2. St. Francis took the opener 25-19. They hit 093, 11 kills, 7 attacking errors in that first set. Governor's State was at 024, including 9 kills, 4 apiece for Greta Bochert and Trinice Bonner. They led the way. St. Francis got 4 kills out of Emma Rodriguez. 5 assists each for Landry Hall and Talia Masana. 5 hits as well for Alexa Martinez. That led Governor's State. 6 digs for Bochert to go along with her 4 early kills. For St. Francis, Riley Hungate had a very impressive 9 digs in the opening set. Saints finished with 2 blocks, 1 each for Cadence Woodrich and Riley Hungate. 3 blocks for Governor's State. Barwicka leads the way with 1 of them. Nobody else has more than a half. That gets you all caught up on the stats from set number 1. And now we're ready to roll in part 2. Saints can take a commanding lead in this match by picking up a victory here, trying to become the first to 25 points. Maya Broadway gets the serve. Freshman sends it off. It is returned by Bochert. Broadway for Hungate. Cross court. Saints keep it alive. We're still playing our first point of the second set. First set, the opening point, was a great rally as well. They end differently, though. Saints scored first last time around. This time, The point belongs to Governor State after a really strong back and forth. Serve coming up for Alexa Martinez. And it's an ace for Martinez. That's Martinez's second ace today. She's got both of them for her team. Nobody else has one. Tapped over by Jenna Wasco. This time Wasco goes a little bit harder, knocks it in the corner, and picks up St. Francis's first point of the set. Saints scored the first 4 in game number 1. Governor State was playing catch-up the entire way, so that means with their first 2 points here in the second set, it was the first time all day that they had so much as a lead. That's blocked, but right back over for, I think that was Delia McDonald who got it. McDonald picks up her 3rd kill of the night. And Governor State is back up by 2. Serve belongs to Greta Botchert. Masana for Woodrich. Out of bounds. Just barely out of bounds. The breaks aren't going the Saints' way so far in set 2. A couple of close calls, but they've been on the losing end of them. 4-1 Governor State. Nice bounce back early on in this one after trailing start to finish in game 1. It's up off the ceiling, still in play. Hit over from the back line by Hungate, and Woodrich returns it right into the net. 5-1. Governor State extends their lead. Greta Botchert, freshman from Germany, sends away another serve, and this one's too hard. Out of bounds, service error against the Jaguars. A much needed point for St. Francis. We'll see if that sparks them as they pull to within 3. And Simon has the serve for the Saints. And it's a quick serve right into the net. Another service error committed by St. Francis. Governor State's lead is 6-2. So both teams have made their own mistakes these last couple of volleys. Saints make another mistake here, not able to set up an attack. And Governor State's lead is up to 5, 7-2. The Jaguars are on top. Masana for Hungate. Big hit from Hungate. McDonald tried to keep it alive. Hit it off the basketball backboard, and it ricocheted into no man's land. Big hit from Riley Hungate, and a much-needed one for the Fighting Saints. Maura Babisco comes in. First time she's appeared today, and she gets the serve. Nice return from Governor State. Jennifer Barwicka picks up a point. And very much like the Jaguars in the first set, at least early on in that first set, the Saints early in this one have not been able to get into any kind of offensive rhythm. They have not scored back-to-back points yet. Masana for Kirstein. Played on the other side. Bonner out of bounds. Trinice Bonner whacks it out of bounds on the attack. Saints serve. Landry Hall, the junior, gets the serve. Bonner. Good dig by Broadway. Here's Simon. Out of bounds. Too strong from Ann Simon stepping up from the defense. Lead is back to 5 for Governor State. Trent holds for St. Francis. They've not had back-to-back points yet. Hungate goes soft and down. A kill for Riley Hungate. Number 3 so far today for her. Now the Saints try to make it 2 straight points. They're not able to do it. That one gets by a diving Hungate. Governor State maintains that 5-point edge. Feels like they've been ahead by 5 for a long time. It's hard to maintain an exact lead. Out of bounds on the serve. An error from Vanessa Segura. Let's see if it's going to be 5 again. They've been trading points for a while now, just going back and forth. And they'll continue that for at least 1 point longer as Kirstein hits it straight into the net. 11 serving 6. And the serve belongs to Alexa Martinez. Rodriguez. Deflected. No, it wasn't deflected. Straight into the net, so that's 4 hits on the Fighting Saints. Governor State's blocker never touched it. So the Jaguars are doubling up the Saints, 12-6. Big difference from set 1. Dominated by the Saints. This one's been dominated by the Jaguars. Diving play by Hungate. Rodriguez pushes it over. Good hit from Bochert. 3 straight points for Governor State. And they've created a blowout here. There's time for St. Francis to recover and get back in it, but for now it certainly is a blowout. And the exact opposite of what we saw set 1. Hall for Rodriguez. Out of bounds. Fighting Saints are collapsing right now, and Kara Courier calls timeout. Bring her team over, try to get it figured out. A lot of mistakes made by the Fighting Saints in this game. They've got just 3 kills, 4 attacking errors. Governor State hasn't had to do all that much. Actually, that last point was their 5th attacking error of the second set, so even more striking than the original number I gave. Governor State is letting St. Francis make those mistakes. Jaguars haven't had a ton of success. They only have 4 kills themselves among their first 14 points. But they've gotten the benefit of a number of Fighting Saints ills. Governor State played well the second half of the first set. So I guess from that standpoint, not a huge shocker that they've come out and performed strongly to start this one as well. Alexa Martinez gets the serve for Governor State, trying to put this game away. Got a net violation on the Fighting Saints. Landry Hall went over. Palmed it. 5-0 run for Governor State. Even out of the timeout. No answers right now for St. Francis. Rodriguez does come up with one. Deflected out of bounds on a good strong attack from Emma Rodriguez. And now we'll see if the Saints can go on a similar run of their own. It's Talia Masana's turn to serve. Rodriguez is blocked. Botchard and McDonald were in on the block. Saints just have not been able to string a run together. They still, after 23 points, have not scored more than one in a row. They'll get a chance here as they get a free point on the bad serve from Greta Botchard. Straight out of bounds. And the Saints are down by just 8. 8 serving 16. Here's Ann Simon's serve. Into the net. Can the Saints keep it up? They can. Out of bounds on the strike from Trinice Bonner. And finally the Saints get that monkey off their back. They have scored 2 in a row. And once you're at 2, you might as well make it 3 or 4, right? Simon's serve is played this time by Botchard. And a block from the Fighting Saints. Hungate and Woodrich up at the net. Turn away the Governor's State attack. And the lead, which was at 9, is now down to 6. Out of bounds on the return. Another point for the Fighting Saints. And it felt like as soon as they got over that 2-point threshold that had been eluding them for so long, scoring 2 points in a row. Once they cleared that hurdle, they've been good in every way. They're playing a little bit looser now. They've scored 5 points in a row. Anybody's game here. Governor State leads it 16-11. These two teams had a common opponent last week. Both saw Calumet College of St. Joseph. Saints saw them on Thursday. Jaguars played them on Tuesday. Neither team lost a set. Governor State didn't lose a set all last week. They were 6-0 with sweeps over Calumet St. Joe's and Mount Mary. The last time they lost one was against St. Mary, not Mount Mary, but St. Mary, back on September 13th when they got swept. But the Saints lead this one 1-0 as Ann Simon sets up for another serve. Coming out of the timeout, Governor State tries to return it. They do. Woodrich. Good dig by Segura. Hungate this time. A little bit off from Mark. Hits it with 2 hands. Hungate. This time gears up, powers it down. Off the hands of Segura. Another point for the Fighting Saints. That's 5 in a row. Serving 16. That drifted and an easy cleanup for Hungate. Another St. Francis point. That's 6 in a row. All of a sudden, it's anybody's game. Jaguars were trying to run away with it. They had a 9-point lead at 16-7. Another serve for Ann Simon. Broadway steps up. Masana sets up Woodrich and just out of the reach of the diving Greta Botchard. 7 in a row for the Fighting Saints. 14 serving 16. Sarah Escalante just checked in for Governor State. First appearance for her today. She gets a quick touch. Masana sets up Hungate, another big hit. This time they're able to return it. But out of bounds from Trinice Bonner. Wanted a tip, didn't get the call. All of a sudden, the Saints are 1 point away from tying the score. Jessica Reyes doesn't want to see that happen. She calls timeout to try to pep up the troops once again here. They were up 16-7. Seem to be cruising on their way to a 1-1 tie in this match. Instead, they're in a dogfight. It's 16-15 after the Saints have scored 8 unanswered points. And a win for the Fighting Saints would be devastating to the Jaguars here, not just because it's so hard to come back from 2-0 down, but because the way this set started, if the Saints are able to come back and win it, they've got to feel at that point like they've got all the momentum. They can just keep on cruising. Governor State knows there's already going to be at least one more set after this one. But they could guarantee at least 2 more if they're able to hold on and win. Simon's been on a long run as serve. She can tie the score here. Bonner is blocked out of bounds. And so finally the run does come to a close, but the Saints have made a game out of this. Didn't look like it was going to be back when it was a 9-point difference. Now it's only 2 after that incredible run of serves from Simon. Teskey is blocked. Saints keep it in the air. Nice work by St. Francis defensively. Masana for Teskey, taps it over. Nice recovery from the back line. Hungate this time. She's blocked, punched into the air. Another chance for the Jaguars to put this point away. Doesn't happen. Hungate. Hungate again. And this time she finishes it off. What a stretch. Hungate is able to get the point right in front of Alexa Martinez. And for the second time after they fell behind early in this second set, they've got a chance to tie the score. First set, Saints led wire to wire. Second set, the Jaguars have led wire to now. I guess we're on the home stretch. Bonner has it deflected, pushed back and forth onto the Saints side. And a good strong finish from Delaney Kirstein. Saints have evened the score, 17 all. They're on a 10-1 run right now. Maura Babisco comes in to serve. And she serves it out of bounds. The tie was short-lived. Saints are still looking for their first lead of the game. They lead the match 1-0. Alana Morgan sends the serve away for the team in orange. Teskey has it blocked out of bounds. Point St. Francis. We're tied once again, 18-18. A point right here would give the Saints their first lead since they wrapped up the first set, 25-19 ahead. Here's a serve from Landry Hall. Broadway steps up. Hall sets for Hungate. Nice diving play by Morgan. Wind up and a finish for Trinice Bonner. Got away from the Saints that time, and Bonner was ready to clean it up. 19, this is where Governor State plateaued last set. They'll try to hit 20 for the first time. Hall for Hungate. And Hungate ties it up. 19-19. Celeste Zavala makes her first appearance today. She comes in to serve in place of Ann Simon. Trying to give the Saints their first lead. Good dig from Broadway. And a block for Jennifer Barwicka. Saints just can't get over that last hurdle. Down by as many as 9 points. They stormed back. But 3 times now they've had a chance to take the lead. And Governor State has retained it every one of those 3. Kirstein ties it up again. Another chance for the Fighting Saints to take the lead as we are knotted up 20-20. Serve from Broadway. Another chance to take the lead. And again, they're not able to do it. It's Greta Bochert with the kill. We got a wild second set. First one was pretty straightforward. This one started as a Governor State blowout. They pulled ahead to a 9-point lead. St. Francis fought back furiously. They've been tied 4 times now and have not been able to move ahead. That hits the top of the net and off the hand of Bochert. The deflection gives St. Francis their 21st point. That's all we're doing now is just trading. Neither team has been able to take a lead of late. In the case of Governor State, they haven't been able to take a multi-point lead. Can't go on like this forever. Eventually somebody will need to be ahead by 2. Chance for the Saints right here. It's Rodriguez. That's inbounds off the strike from Joharis Castillo. And Governor State is back in front. Castillo has her first kill of the night. Good time for it. Very tight game. Part 2 in a best-of-5 match. Rodriguez. Nice recovery by Governor State. And the Saints can't react on defense. So the Jaguars finally do take that 2-point lead. And the timeout is called by Kara Courier. Defensive breakdown that time from St. Francis. Everybody just kind of looked at each other and let the ball drop in the middle. Huge, huge point for Governor State, who has not trailed in this second set. And they are on the verge of, at very least, guaranteeing that there will be a 4th set tonight. Been an interesting run for the Jaguars of late. They got off to a really rough start, 1-13 over their first 14 matches. They had been swept in 4 in a row prior to last Tuesday. And then all of a sudden, Calumet and Mount Mary comes to town. They don't lose once. Back-to-back sweeps. So prior to earlier this evening, they had won 6 consecutive sets. That is no longer the case. You have to wonder, have they turned the corner? Or did it just happen to be a soft spot in their schedule? It could be both. Sometimes you need to see the results before you really start to believe in yourselves that you have turned it around. Good indication so far tonight from Governor State that they may have not completely turned the corner, but they seem to have improved, although that serve wasn't good evidence of it. Straight out of bounds. The service error makes it 23-22, and the 22 is serving right now. And Simon. Been a long time since the Saints have scored back-to-back points. Let's see if they can do it here. In fact, they've only done it once today in this set. Teskey. There's back-to-back points. We're tied at 23. To the first 22 points, it had always been one and done for the Saints except for one series of serves. when they scored 8 in a row. And Simon trying to give the Saints the lead. And she does, as Governor State, on a wild pass, is not able to get it back across. All of a sudden, set point for St. Francis. Who would have seen this coming? The way that this set has gone, that the Fighting Saints would have set point before the Jaguars would. It's their first lead of the game. Bonner looking for the tie. Played by the Saints. Hungate for the win. She's got it. Saints take it 25-23. They trailed late. And in fact, they trailed all the way through. But they scored the final 4 points to take a 2-point victory. That's a tough one for Governor State to take. They had it in their grasp and just couldn't hold on. And so the Saints have taken a commanding 2-0 lead in the match. We'll have set number 3 coming up in just a couple of minutes. Stick around. Third set coming up. It'll be the decisive set if St. Francis is able to stay hot and win this thing. They trailed 16-7 in game number 2 and outscored Governor State 18-7 the rest of the way. Coming away with a 25-23 win, so we'll try to keep that momentum rolling. Saints ended up attacking at a .211 percentage in set number 2, and that's something because at one point they had 3 kills and 5 attacking errors. They finished up with 12 kills and just 2 errors from that point on. Governor State hit it at a 139 clip in the second game. They're at 077 overall. Saints are at 148 through 2. We're underway in set number 3. Chance for Alyssa Teskey. Quiet today compared to some of the big numbers she put up last week, and a return for Governor State. as they take the first lead in game 3. We have had only one lead change all night. Saints led from the first point on in set number 1, and then in set 2, Governor State led all the way up until it was 23-23, and the Saints took their first lead at 24-23 and then finished it off 1 point later. Off the hands of Emma Rodriguez. I think she was blocked by Cadence Woodrich. Never really saw that ball coming in. The Jaguars score the first 2 points. That's big for them, considering how poorly the last set ended. They could very easily have just lost momentum completely and faded here in game 3, but they're off to a hot start. Good dig by Broadway, but cleaned up on the other end by Greta Bochert. Governor State leads 3-0. So they have not gone down quietly after that tough second set defeat. Saints are going to have to play comeback the same way they did last time around. Another serve from Alexa Martinez. Celeste Zavala sets up Rodriguez. Rodriguez goes too strong and out of bounds. You can see her eyes light up as that ball floated back to her and just hit it at a tough angle. Easily out of bounds. Masana sets for Woodrich. Diving play by Bonner keeps it alive. Free ball for the Saints. One more hit for Governor State. They are able to get it over. Governor State's playing well so far in this one. Teskey is blocked, punched in the air, and out of bounds by Broadway. Governor State has scored 5 in a row to open up set 3. They've got a long way in front of them. They need to win 3 straight sets to take the match. But regardless of what happens, they've played well. Rodriguez, played by Bonner. Into the net, and Broadway is just able to get it over. Blocked out of bounds by the Saints. 6-0 Governor State. The Saints scored the final 4 points of the last set. The Jaguars have responded by scoring the first 6 in this one. Rodriguez to the back line, played by Segura. Governor State's not making any mistakes right now. Bochert is blocked, and that's down for the Saints' first point. Teskey and Woodrich try to fire up St. Francis, getting the block to pull within 5. And it did take a good play from the Saints to get themselves on the board, because as I said, the Jaguars are not shooting themselves in the foot the way they did a handful of times the last couple of games. Hungate. On the other side, it's Bochert, and that's out of bounds. Just over the line, tried to slice it across, and the Saints will take it on the attacking error from Governor State. Off the serve, it's knocked out of bounds. That's an ace for Simon. And the Saints have responded nicely after the 6-0 run for Governor State. They have cut the deficit very quickly in half. Simon serves. Blocked, knocked towards the sideline, and they're not able to keep it alive. 4 straight points for the Fighting Saints. Simon's on a roll. She's the one who was serving when St. Francis went on that 8-0 run that was the game changer in the second set. She's doing it again here. Delia McDonald comes up with a big hit and a kill for McDonald. It's her third, or rather her fourth, overall tonight. No errors for McDonald, so she's had a good one. 7 serving 4. Out of bounds on the serve. Service error from Bochert. It's the 6th of the night for Governor State overall. 2-point game. Maya Broadway gets her turn. Inbounds on the hit from Hungate. It's happened a couple of times now to Governor State. The ball has drifted on them, and the Saints have been able, well, they haven't always, but this time they were able to make them pay. Chance to tie the score for Broadway. Saints were down 6-0. They got right back into it. They're trying to tie it at 7. Not able to do it. McDonald picks up her second kill in a row for the Jaguars. Shades of the last set. Saints were down big. They fought their way from behind. And then every time they got within 1, they just couldn't wrest the lead away. But they're able to get back within 1 here. Delaney Kirstein. Kirstein's had a very impressive night. 5 kills, no errors. A .714 hitting percentage. Deflected and down for a Governor State point. Third kill tonight for Jaharis Castillo, who had 10 of them. The last time they played, last Thursday, against Mount Mary. Alana Morgan will try to pull her team ahead by 3. Teskey sets. Hungate taps it over. Nice diving play by Martinez to keep it alive. Out of bounds on the attack from Kirstein, but it was tipped. Or was it? Yeah, it was tipped. A little bit of confusion there initially, but it is ruled to have been tipped. The deflection gives the point to St. Francis and keeps Kirstein perfect for the night. Celeste Zavala, senior from Rockdale, comes on to try to even the score. Across the net and blocked by Alexa Martinez. Big time block for Martinez. Governor State still leads. Again, we've had just 1 lead change all night, and that's in now 2.5 sets. Pretty amazing. There's a wet spot on the floor. Alyssa Teskey can add janitor to her resume. Right next to Conference Player of the Week. And cleans floors, too. Trinice Bonner serves. Wasco's hit is kept alive by Governor State. Bonner going back the other way. Off of Bonner and out of bounds. Good hit from Emma Rodriguez. 1-point game. Nine serving 10. Serve is away from Kirstein. Teskey taps it over and down. Caught the Jaguars flat-footed. Nice maneuver by Alyssa Teskey. And for the first time in this set, we're tied. It's 10-all. Can St. Francis now take their first lead of the game? There's a wet spot on Governor State's side first. That's cleaned up. Serve from Kirstein with the right hand. Zavala to Teskey. Wasco tops it over. Skims the top of the net. Saints keep it going. From the back line, it's Kirstein. Diving attempt from Kirstein, but Barwicka is able to drop it in front of her. Jennifer Barwicka gives Governor State the 1-point lead. Her third kill tonight. Barwicka's also got a block and a half. Actually make that 2 full blocks. So she's been able to generate 5 points. Out of bounds on the serve. Alejandra Maldonado comes up just a little bit too strong. 11-11. First to 14 from here. If the Saints are able to get there first, they'll have a clean sweep and their third straight win. Botchert blocked. Nice diving play. Good dig from Maldonado, and Botchert is able to drop it in front of a diving Broadway. Good hits by the freshman for Governor State. Very similar to the last game. They just refuse to give up this lead. Saints are keeping it close. Still working to get over the hump. Teskey for Rodriguez, deflected, and that's down. Emma Rodriguez has the kill for St. Francis. Look who's tied again. That's the two teams that are playing. Makes sense. 12 all. Simon serves, hits the net, gets over. And it's finished off on the other end by Delia McDonald. McDonald's had a really nice third set. 6 kills overall for her now. Greta Botchert gets the serve and sends it out of bounds. 13-13. Both sides have crossed the halfway point. Babisco to Teskey. Hungate looking for the kill. She's got it. Riley Hungate becomes the first player for either side in this match to find her way into double figures. Her 10th kill tonight. Saints lead by 1. First lead of the set. Can they keep it rolling? Hungate tries again. There's Bonner over the blockers. Diving play by Broadway. Another chance for Hungate, and got it right in between Bonner and Maldonado. A little miscommunication on the Governor State side. And they'll try to clean that up by calling timeout. 15-13. St. Francis has the lead. And the Saints are 10 points away from wrapping up their third consecutive victory. Trying to snap Governor State's winning streak as well. Modest 2-match winning streak, but a streak just the same. Here in the third set, Saints have a 185 hitting percentage, 222 for Governor State. 9 kills to 8 in favor of the Jaguars, but it is the Saints in front right now. Led by Riley Hungate, who has 11 kills for the night. Greta Botchert leads the way for Governor State. She's got 9 kills. 18 assists for Alexa Martinez, for Governor State. Leading assister for the Saints is Talia Masana with 12. Landry Hall has 10, so both in double figures. A couple of double figures in digs as well. 11 for Riley Hungate, who does have a double-double tonight. And 10 for Ann Simon. Maya Broadway's knocking on the door there as well. She's got 9 digs. Cadence Woodrich leads the team with 2 blocks tonight. And there's your update on the stats here. Most important number, though, 15 and 13. I guess those are 2 numbers. Those are the most important ones. Those are the scores. St. Francis has the lead, and they've got the serve, and they've got a 3-point lead. Maya Broadway picks up the ace. 16 serving 13. Serve from Broadway. Here's Teskey. Too hard, out of bounds. Snaps a 4-point run for St. Francis, but it was a big run. Gave them their first lead of the set. And we'll see if they can maintain it all the way through to the finish line. Teskey for Hungate. Hit up on the basketball rim and still alive. Blocked out of bounds. Kirstein let it drop. She was wise to do so. Point St. Francis. Their lead is back to 3. They won the opening set 25-19. They were ahead that whole way. Had a big lead, in fact, most of the time. It was never really close. Never in doubt. Second set was very different. Governor State led the whole way. St. Francis took their first lead at 24-23. Finished it up 1 point later. A rare bad serve in this game from Ann Simon. She's been really good in that role all night. Second service error of the game on her, of the match. Governor State 15, St. Francis 17. Hungate looking for another one, and she got the antenna. Point Governor State, they now are within 1. They've led by as many as 6, trailed by as many as 3. Wasco hit at the net. Barwicka has it blocked, kept alive by Barwicka. Back and forth, and Governor State recovers. But a good finish from Delaney Kirstein. Kirstein having still a great night. Now has 8 kills, and the Saints have a 2-point lead. Serve from Celeste Zavala, drops inbounds for an ace. Delia McDonald let it go, and not the right decision that time. The entire ball was able to land just inside the line. Clearly in for Zavala. The ace makes it a 3-point game. Barwicka tipped but down. 4th kill tonight for Jennifer Barwicka, senior from Chicago. Governor State still hanging in there. They led 6-0 to open up this third set. Haven't been able to go on a run like that since. They've been outscored 19-11 over the last 30 serves. Another good hit for Barwicka. 2 points in a row for her. And now we've got just a 1-point game. 18 serving 19. Trinice Bonner sends it off. Off the side of the hand of Broadway. And on the receiving error, Governor State ties the score 19-all. 3 straight points for the Jaguars. Good hit by Jenna Wasco. And the Saints are back in front. That straightens things out a little bit for St. Francis. A much needed point for Wasco. 20-19. Kirstein gets the serve. Barwicka is blocked. Another chance here. Bochert gets the kill. Tied at 20. After Game 1's win for St. Francis was relatively comfortable, nothing since then has been. Back-to-back nail-biters. Hit over by Zavala. And another good kill for Greta Bochert. She's in double figures, leading her team now with 11 kills. Governor State is back in front, 21-20. They're on a 5-1 run. Timeout called by Kara Courier. The Saints worked their way back from down 6-0. They did not panic at all. Immediately came up with 4 straight points. So it went from 6-0 to 6-4. And from that point, it's been nip and tuck. But the Saints appeared to have taken control when they led late by 3. It was a 3-point game as recently as 19-16. Since then, it's been all Governor State. Give you an idea of how much Governor State has cleaned things up as they've gone on. They had 8 attacking errors in Game 1. They have 8 total since then in 2 sets. So they have played much stronger volleyball as this one has progressed. And they're trying to carry that through to a 4th set. They need 4 more points to get there. Coming out of the timeout, Saints tried to get a quick point, but a good dig by Bonner. At the net, it's pushed down by Bochert, and now a 2-point lead for the Jaguars. A 6-1 run late. Serve coming for Alejandra Maldonado. Teskey for Rodriguez, and Emma Rodriguez gets the kill for St. Francis. Rodriguez had a big first set. She's been relatively quiet since then. But she's up to 9 kills for the night, and the Saints absolutely felt like they had to have that point. They got it. Now to tie it up. It's Babisko with the serve, inbounds. That's the second time in just the last 5 minutes or so that the Jaguars have let a serve go thinking it was going out of bounds, and it landed in both times. We're tied at 22. That one was a lot closer, but it did get the line. McDonald, played by the Saints, set up for Rodriguez, tapped over the blockers and down to set up a chance for the Saints to get the all-important 2-point lead. Timeout called by Governor State. 23-22. Good recovery by St. Francis. Neither team has blinked here down the stretch. Both teams have seized momentum at various times and seemed like they were on their way to picking up a 3rd set victory. Back when it was 17-14, 18-15, 19-16 St. Francis, it felt like it was only a matter of time. The Saints were about to wrap up a straight set victory. And then all of a sudden, Governor State seemingly came out of nowhere after they had really been shut down for a while. And they stormed back to take a 2-point lead. And all of a sudden they were in the driver's seat trying to set up a fourth set. But now the Saints are just 2 points away once again from wrapping it up. Maura Babisco's on a good run serving, trying to keep it going. Tipped by Broadway out of bounds. That's a kill for Delia McDonald. The timeout was well utilized by Governor State. We're tied at 23. So from this point on, whoever is first to take a 2-point advantage is going to win this third set. Serve from Martinez. Rodriguez hits it over. Diving play made by Maldonado. Nice defense from Broadway. Another chance for Rodriguez. A good dig from Bonner. Good defense going both ways, back and forth. On this crucial point, another great dig from Broadway. Blocked by the Saints. Back line, it's Bonner keeping it going. Free ball here for St. Francis. Pushed over by Teskey and a good return. To the back corner. Did it get the line? It did not. Close call, but it goes to Governor State after a great rally. It is the Jaguars who get set point. Timeout first for St. Francis. Governor State led 22-20. They were knocking at the door of a fourth set. St. Francis scored 3 in a row. And it was the Saints who then needed just 2 points in order to be able to win this match. And now Governor State has scored back-to-back, and they're 1 point away. It has been a back-and-forth third set after there was just one total lead change through the first 2 sets. These last 15 points or so, it's been swerving in a lot of different directions. Momentum just keeps on shifting. Whether or not we have a fourth set may be determined in just a few seconds. Alexa Martinez gets the serve for Governor State, leading 24-23. Returned by the Saints, but playable for Governor State. Babisco sets up Rodriguez. It's down for a tie score. Emma Rodriguez has stepped up time and time again. Late in the third set, she's been huge. Now tied for the team lead with 11 kills on the night. And Simon, who's been the best server tonight for St. Francis, sends it away. Bochert deflected out of bounds by Simon. And for the second time, Governor State has set point. Both teams are out of timeouts as we come down to the wire in the third game. Serve belongs to Mia Barr. Hungate deflected out of bounds. 12th kill of the night for Riley Hungate. It'll take at least 27 points to win this game. Serve this time belongs to the freshman Maya Broadway. Late substitution for Governor State as Bochert comes in. Barr heads out. Here's the serve from Broadway. Martinez for McDonald, out of bounds. Got under it. For the first time, it's match point. Saints have scored 2 in a row. If they can make it 3 straight, they'll be heading home. And they do. Off the serve, Bochert can't control it with the first touch. And St. Francis scores the final 3 points to knock off Governor State by a 27-25 final. Tough way for it to end for Governor State. They played largely without mistakes late in the match. And so you hate to see it end on a miss hit, but for St. Francis, a nice comeback in the third set and a well-earned victory. 25-19, 25-23, 27-25. Two of the three sets go down to the wire and are closed out as tight as possible. Third straight victory for St. Francis. They'll take it any way they can get it. Final score doesn't quite matter in the end as much as the fact that the results were all in their favor. Looking at some of the final stats in today's match, Riley Hungate led the way with 12 kills. Emma Rodriguez was right behind her with 11. They both had huge ones late. 545 was the hitting percentage for Kirstein, who was just outstanding when she had a chance at the net today. 12 assists for Masana led the way, 10 for Landry Hall. 3 aces for Ann Simon. Maya Broadway led her team with 14 kills, one of 3 players in double figures. 11 kills for Hungate, or 11 digs rather for Hungate. She had 12 kills, so double-double for her. She had 1 block as well. Led the team with 15.5 points this evening. Ann Simon finished with 10 digs. The leading blocker was Cadence Woodrich with 4. For Governor State, 13 kills for Greta Botchard. Unfortunately, made the mistake in the end to wrap things up. She finished with a 200 hitting percentage today. 22 assists for Alexa Martinez. She also led the team with 3 aces. They got 12 digs from Trinice Bonner, who also had 7 kills. And their leading blockers with 2 each were Botchard, McDonald, and Barwicka. Overall in the match, St. Francis hit 168. Governor State finished with a 130 hitting percentage. Total blocks 8 for the Jaguars, 4 for the Saints. The Saints had more digs, just barely though, 60-57. Assists were 37-30 in favor of St. Francis. With the victory, Saints have taken 3 in a row. Their overall record now is 7-9, 4-2 in conference. Governor State's 2-game winning streak comes to a close. They're now 2-3 in conference play, 3-14 overall. Today goes down as a sweep. Probably didn't feel like it for Governor State. They were close enough. This one easily could have gone 4 or 5 sets, but it doesn't. Saints pick it up in 3 sets. A straight victory for them. 25-19, 25-23, 27-25, the final scores. That'll do it for today's broadcast of St. Francis Volleyball as they pick up the 3-set victory. Until next time, Terry Bonadonna signing off from Joliet, Illinois for the University of St. Francis. Have a good night.